subscribing and leaving comments.
Welcome to part 3 of René Dahinden's revisit to Bossburg in June of 1989. Hopefully you're finding it interesting. There's a lot to digest, and this is going to be the third and final installment. So, enjoy.
And so the U.S. Border Patrol had the key. They went over there, and over there, where you see the green stuff over there, that's where they picked up this goddamn tracks again. Going up the upper way and tweedling around in there, back and forth.
Same tracks.
By the time we heard about and realized about it, drained in between, and green came down. I forgot now exactly how it went, but we went over there, and sure enough, we could still see the outline and the toe marks in the snow. They were also over there.
You mean that's somebody swam across the river?
Well, that's nothing.
Well, I know it's not,
but
goddamn cold.
Yeah, the question you have to ask yourself, if the tracks were fake, whoever faked them made them here and also made them over there. Therefore, you would have to have a boat down here. Yeah. You know. So anyway, the tracks went along here. I guess because it was too steep here, I remember this. Went along here.
This wind's going to totally roach the mic.
Huh?
Said that when the wind's blowing like this, that the mic doesn't pick up anything but the wind.
Oh, okay. It came along here. Maybe the bank caved in some more, who knows, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember this tree here. The tracks came here to here. No, I don't think it was on this side. I think it was on this side, and there wasn't an overhang like this. That was, you know,
Well,
smooth
20
down.
years, Renee, don't forget, a lot of this was undercut by the rains.
Yeah, okay. And
They
the
made
tracks,
change.
what you saw here is this groove going down right down to the bottom. I think I have pictures of it. Where these damn grooves go all the way down there. So whoever went down, or whoever did them, went down the bank. We looked at the trees to see if we see any rope marks, where a guy might have attached the rope to lower himself down. But he didn't, whoever went down didn't go down backwards, but forwards, because you could see them damn heel slides going down. You know, a whole, like I say, I think I got photos of it.
Yeah, that's goddamn dangerous for humans.
So anyway, so this is so they came up there, tweedled around in there, you know, came across the railroad tracks, across here, over here, down here, and down here again. Now the question is, if the tracks are real, was the creature over there first on the other side, and then it came over here, or was it over there, you know, was it over there, came up, and then went, what? Alright, you're crazy. So anyway, you know, we were over there looking around and so on. And somebody said to me this, if you see in the book, he said, why don't you look down here and up here and over there, over there? I said, my dear friend, I got them goddamn tracks right here. I'm going to study this tracks. I'm not going to run 20 miles down there to see if there's some damn tracks down there. And I learned this before. Instead of concentrating what you have, you run around looking for some other damn stuff, you know? So anyway, that's what I did, and
that's really something, though.
Well, that's a shiny rock. Looks almost like a dish.
Yeah.
Up on the other
Probably
side.
Yes, there's a house there.
Oh, shit. Man.
And you can see it right from here if you open your baby blue eyes a little bit.
Let's see how many feet it's down there. You can count them as you go down.
See it in the bushes?
Yeah, I
there?
see it.
Yeah, I see it now.
My battery's
From
blinking.
there, well.
I'm about out of juice.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Bossburg, and as you can see, you know, from here to the Okanagan Valley, which is about 50, 60 miles, from over on that side, up there are all kinds of valley with swamps and old orchards, old farmstead, old this, old that. There's all kinds of crap in
Got
there.
all the habitat he wants in there.
And when you get across the border from then on, there's a strip of land there going north, the Monashee Mountains. where there's nothing, 1 or 2 roads going across. Now, of course, there are probably some more logging roads, but at that time there weren't, you know.
Well, even the logging roads, how many people drive
So
down
anyway,
logging
so, you know, it's, the Kettle River is a little bit further over. That one starts up on the Monashee, where I lived in Lumby there. Huge valleys in there, you know, where there's just one logging road, and now, of course, side roads. So the possibility that there was something here is, you know.
How far do tracks go from the other side of the river? As far as you can go?
They looked like they came out of the water and then they were washed out. Like I say, it was one of these dams where one day it rained, one day it snowed a little bit, and then it froze, and then it thawed. And if they're real Sasquatch tracks, that was an ideal weather because it wasn't cold enough, like a grizzly bear. It wasn't cold enough to put them to sleep. It was a real mixed up time.
I just want to reiterate just how out of the way these footprints were. Again, if someone's hoaxing, I would think that they would want to put footprints where they would be easily located, found. Then they could laugh about it because someone found them. These footprints weren't clearly visible from the road. You might remember from the beginning, Ivan Marx kind of went back into the forest and came running back to René saying, Bigfoot footprints. So I don't think they were visible from the road. And then they went down a steep embankment, as noted in part 2, and crossed the Columbia River, as noted in part 2. Or they were found across the river. We don't know how they got, whatever it was, got across the river, boat or swam. But the Border Patrol found footprints across on the other side of the river. So again, if it's a hoax, very elaborate, very well executed. It's difficult to do with wooden stompers, I would think. Maybe someone needs to put on the stompers and see how easy it is to climb down an embankment face first, walk over a fence, and just traverse, you know, some slippery snow without slipping, because apparently there wasn't really much slippage or any noted in the trackways. Anyways, I just thought I'd reiterate the difficulty it is to hoax something like this.
So anyway, fellas, this is the Columbia River, you see? But because they have a dammed up Grand Coulee Dam way the hell over there, they call it Roosevelt Lake, up to the Canadian border. And there's really not too much flow here. There is some, you know, but it's really, you know,
basically slow running.
It's a very historical thing. There were all them fur trappers, Alexander or Fraser, or who are all them guys? They all came down, they dammed Columbia right to the mouth of what they call the 3D dams. Holds it up, yeah. So you have all kinds of little nooks and crannies. Further, we walked in there, we were up there, on top of that hill up there, okay, right up there. And these guys came. No, they weren't parked here, they were parked down there a little ways. There's another little gravel pit, sand pit over there. And they were parked there, and we were up there. It was all snow, you see. We were up there, the 3 of us. We came in from the back. So we saw this guy parked. We looked down with the glasses. They were parked over there in that pit over there. And so this Dennis, we always goofing on. He had this big coat on, kind of blackish.
Yeah.
So he took off his hat and threw it down. He said, okay, you guys hide. So we went behind some bushes there. And Dennis, who is about 6 foot, went like this here, you know, with his coat over his head. All around on him, bloody place. Hooting and howling. Oh! You know.
Oh, Lordy.
And we were up there peeking through the bushes, and we could see this guy's run to the goddamn vehicle, got binoculars and cameras. And I said to Dennis, get your ass behind the bushes. And Dennis went behind, let out one more scream, you know, with long hair. And then These people scrambled all the way up the
René mentions the name Dennis. Now, I probably should have went back and looked at all my records concerning Bossburg, but I'm of the mind that he might be referring to someone by the name of Dennis Jensen. I may be wrong about that, but that's my suspicion. Dennis Jensen worked with Roger Patterson. Patterson ended up going to Bossburg to look at the footprints, and he brought along Dennis Jensen. Again, I can't say with any certainty that it was Dennis Jensen, but Jensen was working with Patterson at that time and traveled with Patterson over to Thailand. And so it's interesting that whoever this Dennis was, he pretended to be a Sasquatch, which I don't understand why people would do that. There are people who would shoot something that resembles a Sasquatch and not think twice about it. So anytime you're considering donning an ape suit, a gorilla suit, or putting on a ghillie suit and pretending to be a Sasquatch, don't. There was a man who was hit by a car many years back who had donned a gorilla suit and crossed the road, and he got hit by a car and he died. Just don't do it. There are a lot of people out there who would shoot without asking questions. And I remember I went to high school with a person who somehow shot a cow thinking it was a deer. I don't know how that happened. He was sober, but there you go. So you just know that someone out there would shoot something that resembled a Sasquatch, even though it's not. So whoever this Dennis was, be it Dennis Jensen or someone else, wow. Kind of foolish, but I guess he just knew there was no one else around, but you never know. You just don't know. Be careful out there, please. When you're hunting or just when you're out in nature, be careful. Wear bright colors, make noise, okay? It's the best thing to do. Let's continue.
There's quite a bit of current, you know.
Yeah, there is.
Probably because the water is low. See that? Because the water is low. If the water would be higher up, that means the dam would be filled more.
Yeah.
Big fucking country. Oops. There are two people.
You gotta have somebody takes an interest in what he's doing too, not
yeah.
just somebody off the goddamn street.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know where you're going.
Jesus, we're really going 35 miles an hour.
Oh, slow down.
You
Jeez.
heard the tires squealing going around the corner? It's like a bunch of little kids.
Oh, why not?
Lens cover off?
Yeah.
Good for you. A nice time, nice place. Question is, do you want to be camped? I want to be camped rather down here by the water. You know that? I don't
Yeah.
want to be up on the hillside. Hey, look at that. There's some people there too. Yeah.
René and the boys stop at North Gorge campsite or campground, and you can see I'm putting it up here on the screen so you can see kind of what it looks like and how close it is relative to Bossburg. Looks like they were staying there during this trip, and you're going to see some footage of them standing by, I think it's a picnic table. You won't hear what they're saying. It's a very short little clip, but the camera operator, Doug McCoy, actually goes and looks at René's van. This is a van that he was living in, kind of like a cube van. And this is before van life became so popular as we see on YouTube nowadays. Everyone's living in a van. But René was doing it long before that became a fad. He literally lived in this truck van. Yeah, so you get to see a little bit of the inside of that, which I think is a real treat. And there's also, I don't know if I'm going to show it or not, but there's other footage too, like where they see a deer and they're showing the deer, but it's probably not that interesting. I probably won't show it, but maybe I'll show a little bit of it, but I'm going to cut it. And I also cut some of the footage of them driving because it's just, they're driving, you can't hear what they're saying, the truck's too loud. And in the beginning too, there was, in part one, there was some driving, and I just cut that out because it just wasn't anything interesting, I guess you could say. Stay tuned, because what's coming up is they're also going to visit a little later Ivan Marx's house. So keep watching. Very exciting.
Just like they say, don't use a 120 tape in your tape recorder. That's right. That is too much. There's too much tension. Yeah, and there's too much tension to move it. They say 60 and 90 is okay, and the ones 60 and 90 is so.
René's truck.
Heavier tape. Yeah.
Very comfortable in here.
What are you doing there, filming my secret? Yeah, anyway, so.
Back here. Back off. Back off.
Yeah, 120 is, I never buy 120 radio tapes.
I don't even. 90.
Usually 60. You know, you're wasting so, not with disc tapes now when you record, but you're not home with them VHS, you know, that on the tape decks. You have a 120 tape and you got probably 35 minutes or an hour,
well,
or 5-minute tape on.
Fellas,
We're at Bossburg.
Get your picture taken. That's Ivan Marx's house down here. We walk down that house right there. That's where all this stuff happened. Let's go down here. Wow.
Ivan Marx used to live.
And we were staying down below. You know, there's a school down here. This was a big mining community. Up here in them cliffs, over there, the tunnels all over the goddamn place in there. I don't know what they were mining in there. That's where in the winter months we were sleighing down here. Yeah. You know, at night we were hopping on sleighs, going down here, pushing each other off, hooting and hollering and screaming and having a hell of a time. So if you want to take a picture of this, I don't think I ever have. I was sitting in the outhouse there, and over there he had 3 mountain lions in a cage. So you were sitting there taking a crap, and here was the mountain lion, I guess over in that little addition of that shed there.
Like a lean-to there? Yeah.
I guess so, I forgot. I thought
yeah, I could see the wire.
Anyway, that's where they were in there, you know. And we had the trailer parked in there, you know. So, yeah, that's Ivan's chateau. Chateau de Marx.
Chateau de Marx.
Nice flowers, fellas. You want to stand here, you guys? Just, look it up there in Sweets Pass, you know.
He took it right up over here.
He took it up here in this Don Byington's ranch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the kids, Don Byington's kids, said, oh, we know where this is because there's a little pothole and lake in the background. And a little clearing here and the tree. And finally somebody paid attention to him. I never heard that when I was here. But so finally somebody went, and sure enough, there it was, because you could see the little lake.
It was burned, wasn't it?
Well, so he says, but
yeah.
I never quite knew who it was. I thought it was somebody from Bossburg, somebody from Caldwell, who did. Combination of him and this bunch and so on. They finally, but you know, that film was made, let's say, end of October, and that was crack till about March.
Yeah.
Green was here, Titmus was here, and they were so busy. Young Tom Slick came here, and they were so busy shooting down Byrne that they never listened or never did an investigation on Ivan. You know, they just
Took it for granted. It
came,
was,
no, they came here with the specific purpose to torpedo Byrne, because Tom Slick Jr. financed Byrne or gave him some money. And these two guys hated Byrne so much that they came all the way from British Columbia. When they heard that young Slick came, they came here with the specific purpose to knock out Byrne out of the game, totally ignoring the faker in there, you know, hanging around Ivan, instead of, well, the same kind of thing being over at the conference, screwing around, instead of knocking out and exposing the guy who presents the faker and the guy who presents the fake material as real, like Freeman and Kant.
Yeah.
They should concentrate on this rather than on anything else, and that's what they did here, you see. Isn't that nice, them little flowers?
Yeah, they are. But there's no odor, no smell to them.
Aren't they?
No smell at all to them.
Nice. That's a nice country here, you know. That's as I said.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I told you, Art, remember the letter I wrote you, and I said, when you go up to Upper Michigan, stop on the side of the road, walk around and sniff the flowers, remember?
We're sniffing the flowers.
No,
Only
it's
it's not
very
northern
little.
Michigan. Very little.
Yeah, very little.
Very, very little.
Okay, fellas, we stagger up the road.
I'll be dang.
Here, says Marx here too. Ivan Marx.
Well, yeah, I guess you got it.
Can you get it with the house in the background too?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ivan.
Ivan L. Marx.
He lived right there.
What's
Gee.
the for a lunatic?
No, I don't know.
So now you can say that you've seen where Ivan Marx lived when he was in the Bossburg area. How cool is that? The house, long abandoned. You saw the mailbox where you can make out Ivan Marx's name. René tells a funny story about being in the outhouse and how the mountain lions were running amok. Ivan was quite the character. He literally had pet mountain lions, and I think he even had wolves and a bear, because he was a nature photographer / cinematographer, and I think he was pretty good at that too, and he was apparently a good tracker. Interesting fellow, but clearly and obviously he did hoax some things. Whether he hoaxed the Bossburg footprints is another story, or Cripplefoot footprints as they're most commonly referred to as. We just don't know. René talks briefly about the Cripplefoot film that Ivan claimed was showing a Sasquatch. Some believe it was his wife Peggy in an ape suit. It's, in my opinion, it's pathetic looking. It's not convincing at all. And Marx clearly lied about where the location was because some of the local kids were able to identify the location in the film, and it wasn't where Ivan Marx claimed he had made the film. You can see that online if you're curious. I have it on my other channel, the Sasquatch Archives TV. It's over there, Ivan Marx footage, I think it's called. Anyways, that concludes the ultra rare, maybe not now, but formerly ultra rare revisit by René Dahinden to the Cripplefoot site and his walkthrough back in June of 1989. I think it revealed a lot of new information for many people, and I think it adds mystery to what exactly happened there. Again, some people feel it's a hoax, some people feel it's legit. The problem is Ivan Marx tainted the whole thing with the fake footage that he put out after the fact. So the whole thing is tarnished because of that, unfortunately. But again, Grover Krantz, Jeff Meldrum, and others are convinced that the Cripplefoot footprints are legit. It's up to you to decide. I can't make up your mind for you, but I thought I'd share something that's very, very unique, and something that many people hadn't seen, and that's René revisiting the site. Hope you enjoyed it. And just so you know, a little teaser, there's going to be another video coming out sometime with René visiting another famous site. Yeah, so stay tuned. Okay, ciao.
If you're enjoying all this rare and unique content, please show your support by subscribing and leaving comments.